Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Solana, taking a look at what's been going on with the most recent price action and what I think is likely to happen next. Now as I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? Let's jump right down into today's video. What we'll do is we'll kick things off with the 1 hour time frame. So here we have Solana paired up with USDT and we are using Binance as the data source for the 1 hour chart. Now as you can kind of see, as we were talking about previously, we had our fifth wave high expectations between $67.37 and $73.43. We tapped into this range and immediately got rejected. So it looks like we have completed this fifth wave movement here on this little structure that we see here. Okay, that's coming really from the 6th of November upwards here towards the 16th. We then obviously have been rejected here. Now, one thing to note is that we are below the 50 EMA and the 50 SMA, right? So you can see the red line here, that's the 50 EMA, the yellow line is the 50 SMA, and we are below equilibrium here, okay? They are battling the 200 EMA, that is the white line. You can see we're just above here at the moment. So we do have the ability to find this as a support. It looks like it's going to hold up as support with a bit of luck, and then we should hopefully start to see a bit more of a rebound back to the upside. Now, from a traditional kind of way of analyzing the market, if we're above the 200 EMA, then we should be thinking about bullish movements. And of course, the 50 EMA and 50 SMA being above that of the 200 EMA also gives us a bit of confidence. However, we can see that there is a downward move here on the 50 EMA and 50 SMA with a sideways movement on the 200. That basically means that we're likely to see a bit of a negative cross on the 50 SMA crossing lower than the 200 EMA. So again, there might be a little bit of an impact there if traders react negatively to those moving averages. So yeah, we got that. Now, from a smart money concepts point of view, we're still bullish. We haven't broken our bullish structure. You can see here we have the BOS that is in green. We haven't got any kind of change of characterization, so we still remain in a bullish structure. That hasn't changed on this hourly chart, so that's all looking okay. From our stochastic RSIs, as you can see over here on the right hand side, we are oversold on the daily, 8 hour, 4 hourly, and almost oversold on the hourly chart. This gives us some momentum shifting back to the upside, and so all being good there, we should hopefully start to see a bit of a rebound. Now, taking a look at it from an Elliott wave theory point of view, we don't really have good structure to this point to the downside, so it still looks to me like we are likely to see this as corrective and we have to bounce up before going back down again. But you know, I think that's going to be something that was be more apparent on the daily time frame. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit around what is that looks like. So as you can kind of see, we are tracking the idea of a big trend reversal pattern in here, and we are looking for $76.91 to confirm that wave 3. That is the 1.618 you see there. Now this is because we have a structure here. Okay, we had the correction coming down. Let me show you what that looks like. Right here we have the correction coming down after this great run to the upside over here. Okay, now if we want to kind of think of this as a 5-wave impulsive move, then this needs to hit this 1.618 target range, okay, before we collapse down and do something like this. Okay, so it's looking okay here on the daily. I still think we have the ability to hit the wave 3 before we hit the wave 3 high before we hit the wave 4. And so I still think we can do this. I still think we have that ability to kind of move up and finish off this wave 3 positioning. And you know, there's a couple of ways it can go actually looking at and thinking about it, because I do think we have hit 1.618 here, so it could be that the wave 4 is actually a little bit misleading. Oh no, it is this 1.618, that's fine. So yeah, so we still have to move up a little bit higher before we can have the wave 4 if we want that pattern to complete. If we measure this distance right here and we pull this over into here, then this will allow us to then also see that we have to hit up a little bit higher. I'm going to go ahead and put this right here on 68. So $92.68 is going to basically be our 1.618 of our next structure. So I'm going to go ahead and do that like so, and then I can remove this. So as you can kind of see, we'd have to kind of have something like this. We have to hit the first 1.618 for the wave 3. We then have to have the wave 4 come down, and then we have to hit that higher 1.618 for our bigger wave 3 positioning. So as you can see on our daily time frame, we do have the ability here to kind of create a real big reversal pattern for Solana, and it would look something like this, right? And that's going to be great on the daily time frame. That would allow us then to kind of start talking about the next big accumulation before we have the next really big run to the upside. Think of it very similarly to kind of this pullback that we saw down here in this wave 2, but on a much bigger scale, right? We'd look for all of this being some kind of wave 1, but then we'll look for a big wave 2, and then we'll go up into the big bull run that way, right? And so what you saw over here with this little Y wave low, or this wave 2 low, you saw a retracement on the daily time frame down here of 52%. If we were to, let's say, come up here and hit this high, it's going to be approximate. You could see, you know, a retracement coming down quite deep here, and probably into the area of consolidation at around $20. Could be an 83% drop if it was that high. I don't think it would be that high. I think we'll just kind of, you know, move up here probably around 80% or so. What will cause it? No idea, but essentially that's typical of a wave 2. Wave 2s are usually 50 to 88.2% retracement. So as you can kind of see, the level of depth of this one was actually quite lean at 52%, but it can go as deep as 88.2%. So we just want to be aware that there's potential moves coming down here later, but not until we complete these patterns. If we do not complete these patterns, then it's all fair game for other structures to appear. But for now, it's actually looking okay. It's looking like it's tracking reasonably well. We still haven't hit the first wave 3 though, so we do have to hit that before we continue. Now, from a smart money concepts point of view, we are still bullish. So here we have our change of character. Here's our confirmation of our bullish structure on our daily. Nothing has broken from there, so all that is good. If we take a look at our EMAs, we are above the 200 EMA, the 50 EMA, and the 50 SMA, with a 50 SMA and a 50 EMA above that as a 200 EMA. And so basically it's looking good. There's no concerns there with that. The retracement right here is pretty natural. Nothing wrong with that. We're oversold on the daily, oversold on the 8 hour, 4 hour, and almost oversold on the 1 hour. We are, of course, overbought on the weekly, so we should probably talk about that. So weekly time frame is over daily, weekly, that's the one, is overbought. Okay, so we still can push up higher. We can be up here for a while yet. As you can see previously, you can be up in the overbought range for a while, but eventually you will look for momentum to shift back down. Last time we saw momentum shifting downwards, we saw a correction from overbought down towards oversold of 46%. And the time before that, we saw the correction from overbought here down here at 52%. So as you can kind of see, the last few times that we've kind of seen heavy corrections, we did see actually big corrections here of 83%. So every time you're up in this overbought range, just be aware that it does normally mean a correction. I don't think it's going to happen just yet, though. I still expect further upside as we have to complete those daily patterns out for Solana before we do actually see that bigger correction. On the weekly and monthly, this is where I see that big kind of, 50 to 88.2% retracement. Probably coming back down into the fair value gap, to be fair, all the way down here. I don't think we're going to go all the way down to 1150. There's some interesting zones that I think, could play out quite nicely. I've kind of spoken about these before. On the real kind of hopium side, it's $14 to $15. On the kind of medium side, we're talking $18 to $20. And if you're truly lucky and you're bullish on the market and you just find support at $26 to $28. But for the most part, my expectations are probably going to be more around the $20 level when we do eventually have that retracement to the downside. So ultimately, I think everything here on Solana is looking quite well. And if this is to play out as a big impulsive breakout, and we're to have a big wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 coming up, wave 4, wave 5, then we are going to be bordering up some pretty insane levels for Solana. As you can kind of see here, that we do have the ability, or will have the ability, to kind of be looking above $2,000 for Solana even upwards towards maybe even $7,500 for SOL token. Now, this could be something that's quite phenomenal. We can go ahead and just do some sense checks here. Let's hypothetically say we do eventually hit kind of that $100 kind of area for this kind of wave one, and we were to see, you know, a deep enough retracement at around kind of $18 to $20, then you can see your wave three will top out here about 1,120, and then you'll tap into there on the wave three. So as you can kind of see here, there's potential for a big break to the upside on Solana. I think it can perform incredibly well. We just need to see if these patterns play out. If they do, we do track how people's behaviors are essentially in that impulsive, really bullish kind of sentiment, then we are going to see some really, really juicy numbers for Solana in the future. Let me know what your price predictions are down in the comments below, but I think I'm going to wrap this video up right there. If you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.